Hello. I'm Amano. I've been explaining math topics to you in an easy-to-understand way. This time, I'll explain how to calculate 1 over 3 times 1 over 4. Of course, I think everyone knows how to do this calculation. Here, I will explain how to teach it to elementary school students. I think this will be helpful information for parents with children and elementary school teachers. So, let's get started. Section 1. The meaning of fraction multiplication. In this section, I'll explain the meaning of fraction multiplication before showing how to calculate it. Multiplication is a calculation where you take out the same number several times and add them together. For example, 3 times 2 means taking out 2 3 times and adding them up. So, 3 multiplied by 2 equals 2 plus 2 plus 2 is equal to 6. Fraction multiplication has the same basic idea. However, in the case of fractions, it's more about the proportion you're taking out rather than how many times you're taking it out. This point is important. 1 over 3 times 1 over 4 means taking out 1 over 3 from 1 over 4. Let's think about using figures of a square. Please look at this figure. 1 over 4 is one part of a square divided into 4 equal parts. From that, we take out one part divided into 3 equal parts. The amount we take out is one part of the original square, which is divided into 12 parts. So, 1 over 3 times 1 over 4 equals 1 over 12. You can think of it the same way with cake or pizza. In this way, multiplying fractions is a calculation to take out the proportion of a proportion. To summarize the content of this section, 1 over 3 is one part out of a whole divided into 3 equal parts. 1 over 4 is one part out of a whole divided into 4 equal parts. 1 over 3 times 1 over 4 means taking out one part divided into 3 parts from one part divided into 4 parts. That's why it becomes 1 over 12. Here's the calculation formula. 1 over 3 times 1 over 4 equals 1 over 12. Explaining it using the meaning of fractions makes this calculation easy to understand. Section 2. Explaining using the calculation rule. There's a calculation rule for multiplying fractions. We can multiply the numerators together and the denominators together. In other words, in the case of 1 over 3 times 1 over 4, we multiply the numerators 1 and 1 to get 1, and we multiply the denominators 3 and 4 to get 12. Therefore, 1 over 3 times 1 over 4 equals 1 over 12. This calculation rule can be used whenever you multiply fractions. Let me explain in a little more detail why this calculation rule works. Please look at this square. As you know, 1 over 4 is the same as 3 over 12. This is the shaded part in the square. Multiplying by a fraction is the act of taking out some number of parts out of a whole divided into equal parts. Multiplying by 1 over 3 is the calculation of taking out one part out of 3 equal parts of the shaded part. The part taken out is one part out of the whole divided into 12 equal parts. Let's look at the calculation formula. 1 over 3 times 1 over 4 equals 1 times 1 over 3 times 4 equals 1 over 12. The reason the denominator is 3 times 4 is that we first divide into 4 parts and then further divide into 3 parts. The act of dividing is repeated. Repeating the same action corresponds to multiplication. That's why the denominator is 3 times 4. The reason the numerator is 1 times 1 is that we first take out one part divided into 4 parts, and then we take out one part further divided into 3 parts. The act of taking out one part is repeated. Repeating the same action corresponds to multiplication. That's why the numerator is 1 times 1. If you could take out 3 parts and then take out 2 from those, it would be 2 times 3. The calculation formula in that case is 2 over 3 times 3 over 4 equals 2 times 3 over 3 times 4 equals 6 over 12. For these reasons, the rule for multiplying fractions is as follows. We can multiply the numerators together and the denominators together. Using this calculation rule, we can easily multiply fractions. We can calculate it. Conclusion. Fraction multiplication can be explained using figures. Fraction multiplication can also be explained using calculation rules. 1/3 times 1/4 means, taking out one part divided into 3 equal parts from one part divided into 4 equal parts. When multiplying fractions, we multiply the numerators together and the denominators together. 1/3 times 1/4 equals 1 times 1/3 times 4 equals 1/12. In this video we explained multiplying fractions. We have also explained other calculations for fractions. If you are interested, please watch them too. The channel is Math Made Fun, Amano.